If you're trying to assign R and S labels to stereocenters, and you're thinking to yourself, I can find the priorities, but I can't see the three-dimensionality, this method forces the correct viewpoint every time. Let me introduce you to the Newman method. Hey there, ninjas. This method is an alternative method for assigning R and S labels to stereocenters. This is a nice method to have in your pocket if Newman projections always just sort of clicked. If you did pretty well looking at the molecule from one side or the other and watching the wedge and the dash groups move around. This isn't the official OChemNinja method for assigning R and S stereocenters. That method is the A.R.C method that I invented, and I'll link to that method in the description below. This method always forces the number 4 priority group to be behind the molecule from any orientation, and having the number 4 group in the back is a prerequisite for assigning R and S stereocenters. All this method does is force that viewpoint using a Newman projection. Step 1 is always the same. We need to assign the SIP priorities. This isn't a video about how to find stereocenters or label the SIP priorities, but I do have links to those videos in the description below. For this molecule, the chain with the aldehyde is priority 1, the long chain is priority 2, the methyl group is priority 3, and the implied hydrogen is priority number 4. For this method, it doesn't really matter where all the groups are oriented around the stereocenter. We're going to redraw it again in a second anyway. Step 2 is the defining move for this method. We're going to draw a Newman projection looking directly down the carbon number 4 bond. In other words, we're going to stand on the stereocenter and look down the bond to number 4, so that now the number 4 group is in the back by definition. For this molecule, number 4 is on a dash pointed away from you. That makes this actually the best case scenario for introducing this method. We're already looking down that carbon 4 bond with number 4 in the back. To use the Newman method, we'll redraw this molecule in its Newman projection with the number 4 priority group behind the Newman projection. As always with Newman projections, we'll start with our dot and our disk. But we're representing something fundamentally different here. We're used to looking down a carbon-carbon bond, but now the hydrogen, priority number 4, is in the back of this Newman projection. Is that a traditional way to draw a Newman projection? No. Will it help you get the right R and S label? Yes. A Newman projection is just a tool. We used it before to find dihedral angles. Now we can use it to label R and S stereocenters. It doesn't matter if number 4 started out on the wedge, the dash, or in the plane. If we draw the Newman projection correctly, the number 4 group is now by definition in the back. By far, the most important part of this step is drawing the other groups correctly around the Newman projection. The relative positions of priority 1, 2, and 3 are not allowed to change when we draw them around the Newman projection. We're only changing our perspective, not altering the molecule. Since number 4 is already on the dash and we're already looking down that carbon 4 bond, positioning the other 3 groups is actually fairly straightforward for an example like this. The priority number 3 group is pointed up and will be pointed up here as well. We don't really care what it is, so we'll just put the number 3 here. The number 1 group is down and to the right, and so it will be down and to the right here as well. And the number 2 group will fall down and to the left. And look at that. Now we're finally in the textbook situation. Number 4 in the back with our 3 priority groups labeled. Now we're ready to draw our circle from 1 to 2 to 3. This is a clockwise circle, which means our original stereocenter was an R stereocenter. Conceptually, this method is similar to doing a rotation or a pancake flip. We're just doing it in a very controlled way. You've forced the molecule into the exact orientation the R and S rules assume. Let's do 2 more quick examples to hammer this home. Let's use the Newman method to solve the R and S orientation of these stereocenters. Linalool, the primary fragrant component of lavender, and limonene, the primary fragrant component of citrus. Pause the video, see how far you can get with these structures. Our first step is the same no matter what method we're using. We need to apply the SIP labels. The alcohol is 1, the alkene is 2, the long chain is 3, and the methyl group is 4. For limonene, the alkene is priority number 1, the chain around this side is priority number 2, the other chain on the ring is priority 3, and the implied hydrogen is priority number 4. The next step is to rotate the molecule into its Newman projection. For both molecules, then, that means we'll start with our dot in our circle, with priority number 4 assumed to be behind the Newman projection. Notice in linalool that number 4 is in the plane pointed to the right. That means that just like for our Newman projections, we'll need to orient ourselves looking at it from the right. That allows me to look down the carbon number 4 priority group bond. Then we can follow all of our normal Newman projection rules. The priority number 3 group is in the plane pointed down in the southern hemisphere, so the priority number 3 group will be in the vertical axis pointed down in the southern hemisphere. When I look at this molecule from the left, that wedge group will end up on the right side of my body, which means it will end up on the right side of my Newman projection up in the northern hemisphere. That's priority number 2. And similarly, when I look from the left side, that dash group is going to be on the left side of my body. So when I draw it in my Newman projection, it will need to be on the left side of my Newman projection, and that is priority number 1. Since the Newman method, by definition, puts the number 4 group in the back, we're ready to draw our circle from 1 to 2 to 3. This is a clockwise circle, which means our original stereocenter is an R stereocenter. Now we're ready to do the same for limonene. The interesting thing about turning this one into a Newman projection is that number 4 is currently on the wedge pointed towards you as the viewer. How are you supposed to look down that carbon-hydrogen bond if it's pointed towards you? Well, I would recommend that you come join me on this side of the molecule. I'm behind this big piece of glass, so that hydrogen that's pointed towards you is pointed away from me. And if you're over there and I'm over here, then everything on your right is on my left, and everything on your left is on my right. That means that we'll end up flipping the left and right groups in this Newman projection. So to turn this into the Newman projection, number 1 will be pointed straight down. As you're looking at it now, number 2 is off to the right, but if you step back around this side, it's off to the left, so number 2 will be on the left side of the Newman projection. And number 3 is currently on the left side of your vantage point, but if you step around to my side, number 3 will be on the right side of the Newman projection. With the priority groups labeled, we can draw our circle from 1 to 2 to 3. This is a clockwise circle from 1 to 2 to 3, which means that our original stereocenter is an R stereocenter. If visualizing the Newman projection never quite clicked, then 2 things. 1, that's okay. There are other methods for assigning RNS. I'll refer you to the A.R.C method that I invented, linked in the description below. It works every time for every stereocenter, no matter how it's drawn. And 2, I have a playlist on how to draw Newman projections. I'll link to that down below as well. Assigning RNS labels is a tricky concept, but a necessary one. And now you have another tool in your toolbox to make that a little bit easier.
Thanks for training with us today, ninjas. Check out this other content to see if you can level up even further. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe.